lifetime is not measured in years, but in lessons learned. This truth, often overlooked in the rush of modern life, holds a profound key to the kind of success and happiness that endure beyond fleeting moments. Imagine an aged oak tree standing tall and majestic in a field, not because it grew quickly or easily, but because it has weathered decades of storms, seasons of drought and rain, each ring within its trunk a testament to survival, growth, and strength. This oak, like a life fully lived, holds within it the wisdom of time, the richness of experience, and the resilience born of steadfastness. As we embark on this journey together, I want you to bring your heart and mind into a place of reverence for experience. The lessons I share are not mere theories, but distilled truths carved out of 70 years of living intentionally, of triumph and failure, joy and sorrow, success and struggle. Theological reflection reminds us that life is a sacred stewardship, a gift entrusted to us to develop, nurture, and share with others. Wisdom is not just a prize for the wise. It is a divine gift meant to be received with humility and passed on with generosity. So, let us uncover the greatest lessons shaped by 70 years of life lessons that have the power to change your path, deepen your understanding, and ignite your potential. These are the truths that have stood the test of time, principles that govern success, happiness, and character. As you listen, open yourself to these teachings, for they are the foundation upon which you can build a richer, fuller, and more meaningful life. Your personal philosophy is the invisible lens through which you view every circumstance, every opportunity, and every challenge. It is the foundation upon which all your decisions and outcomes rest. Without a clear, intentional philosophy, life's events become chaotic, success elusive, and happiness fleeting. Many people mistakenly believe success is a product of luck or circumstance alone, but this is a myth that obscures the real truth. Your philosophy shapes your destiny. I remember a time in my life when changing my personal philosophy changed everything. It was not an overnight transformation, but a gradual process of adopting new beliefs about what is possible, about my worth, and about how the world operates. This shift in perspective altered my actions and, ultimately, the results I achieved. Philosophically, this is a powerful anchor. Your philosophy determines how you interpret events, how you respond to setbacks, and how you pursue your goals. Theologically, aligning your philosophy with divine truth is essential. When your beliefs reflect wisdom, faith, and stewardship, your life begins to harmonize with a higher purpose and power. This alignment infuses your journey with meaning and direction beyond mere ambition. As you reflect on your own philosophy, ask yourself, does it serve you? Does it honor your highest potential? Because your philosophy is more than thoughts, it is the architect of your life. Discipline is the bridge between your goals and your accomplishments. It is the steadfast pathway that connects the dreamer with the doer, the planner with the achiever. Many are misled into thinking motivation alone is enough, that a burst of enthusiasm or a lucky break will carry them to success. But motivation, like a flame, can flicker and fade. Discipline, however, is the steady hand that carries you across the river of dreams into the land of reality. Picture a bridge spanning a wide, turbulent river. Without the bridge, the journey is perilous, uncertain, and often impossible. With it, the traveler moves forward with confidence and purpose. Discipline acts just like that bridge. It is the structure you build beneath your ambitions to support your progress, no matter how rough the current. The emotional contrast here is clear. Frustration and despair come to those who try to cross without discipline, while empowerment and accomplishment belong to those who build and walk the bridge daily. From a theological standpoint, faithfulness in discipline honors the stewardship entrusted to you. It is obedience to a higher calling to develop your gifts fully and responsibly. Discipline is not punishment or limitation. It is a sacred trust and a loving commitment to the life you are called to live. As you embrace discipline, you honor the potential within you and open the door to the extraordinary future waiting on the other side of the bridge. One of the greatest influences on your life, though often overlooked, is the company you keep. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. This law reveals a profound truth. Your associations shape your character, your habits, your mindset, and ultimately, your destiny. It is a sobering realization that the quality of your closest relationships can either elevate you toward greatness or drag you down into mediocrity. Imagine iron being sharpened by iron. The friction and contact produce a sharper, stronger edge. Or consider the refining fire that purifies gold, removing impurities and enhancing its value. Your closest companions serve a similar role in your life. They sharpen you or dull you, strengthen you or weaken you. Emotionally, this truth challenges you to honestly evaluate your current relationships. Are they inspiring and uplifting you? Or are they holding you back with negativity, complacency, or distraction? Theologically, fellowship and community are sacred responsibilities. Scripture teaches that the company we keep affects our spiritual and moral growth. Choosing to surround yourself with positive influences is an act of stewardship over your own soul and future. Practically, this lesson calls you to seek mentors, supportive peers, and uplifting communities that embody the virtues and disciplines you aspire to develop. By doing so, you create an environment where your character can grow, your mindset can expand, and your destiny can be shaped by wisdom and encouragement. The law of sowing and reaping is one of the most fundamental and powerful principles governing life. It teaches that every effort, every choice, every habit you cultivate is a seed planted in the soil of your future. What you sow, be it discipline, kindness, integrity, or laziness, anger, and procrastination, you will inevitably reap in due season. This is a law as absolute and dependable as the turning of the seasons. Imagine the farmer who sows seeds in the spring. He cannot rush the growth, but he trusts that with patience, care, and faithful work, a harvest will come in the fall. The same holds true for the investments you make in your character, your skills, and your relationships. Emotional pacing here brings both hope and accountability. Hope, because faithful sowing assures a future harvest. Accountability, because neglect or poor choices lead to an inevitable lack or loss. This truth demands perseverance, patience, and faith. Theologically, the law of sowing and reaping reflects divine justice and mercy. God honors faithful stewardship and diligent effort, rewarding those who plant wisely and wait faithfully. It is a call to live with integrity, knowing that your present choices echo into your future. Practically, this lesson encourages you to be intentional about what you sow, choosing daily actions and attitudes that will yield the abundant life you desire. Understanding and embracing this law empowers you to live with purpose and expectation, confident that your discipline today shapes your success tomorrow. Lifelong learning is a treasure that grows richer with every year, a principle that lies at the heart of growth, adaptability, and sustained success. Jim Rohn often reminded us that formal education may make a living, but self-education builds a fortune not merely in wealth, but in wisdom, insight, and character. Committing to continual learning is a declaration that you are not finished becoming. You remain open, curious, and hungry for improvement throughout your life. Picture a river that, over decades, carves a canyon through solid rock. This river never stops flowing, never ceases its persistent journey. So too must your mind continue to absorb new knowledge, challenge old assumptions, and expand your understanding of the world and yourself. Emotionally, lifelong learning fuels hope and curiosity. It combats stagnation and defeat by providing fresh perspectives and new tools for overcoming challenges. This habit invites you to embrace growth as a lifelong adventure, rather than a fixed destination. Theologically, wisdom is a divine pursuit, a gift and calling to grow in understanding and righteousness. To pursue learning faithfully honors the stewardship of your intellect and spirit. It reflects a heart eager to serve and to become more fully who you were created to be. Practically, this lesson encourages daily habits of reading, listening, and reflection, investing time each day in ideas and principles that elevate your mind and character. Lifelong learning is not an add-on. It is the lifeblood of a rich, meaningful, and extraordinary life. Setting clear goals and priorities is the vital compass that directs your energy, focus, and actions toward meaningful accomplishment. Goals serve as magnets, pulling your future toward you with unmistakable force. Without clearly defined goals, your efforts scatter like leaves in the wind, ineffective and frustrating. Many wander through life confused about what they want or how to get it. But clarity in your aims transforms confusion into purpose and inertia into momentum. Imagine standing at the edge of a vast forest, unsure which path to take. A clear goal is like a shining beacon, cutting through the dense trees and guiding you steadily forward. When Jim Rohn discovered the power of writing down his 16 goals, it was a turning point, a moment when dreams became tangible and actions aligned with vision. Emotionally, this lesson lifts you from aimlessness to determination. replacing hesitation with boldness. It demands focus and the willingness to prioritize what truly matters over the distractions that so often consume our time and energy. Philosophically, setting goals aligns effort with intention, creating a harmonious flow between what you desire and what you do. Theologically, clear goals embody a divine calling, a purposeful stewardship of your talents and time, a response to the unique purpose entrusted to you. Practically, this lesson encourages the habit of writing your goals down, reviewing them regularly, and adjusting your priorities daily. By doing so, you transform vague wishes into actionable plans and build a life that reflects your highest aspirations. Time is your most precious and irreplaceable resource, yet it is also the one most often squandered or taken for granted. Mastering time management is not merely a skill, it is a profound stewardship, a sacred trust to use wisely the minutes and hours granted to you. Without mastery over time, even the best plans and intentions fall victim to distraction, overwhelm, and regret. Learning to manage time with discipline and purpose is essential to living the life you desire and fulfilling your highest potential. Imagine the farmer who understands the rhythm of the seasons, knowing when to sow, when to nurture, and when to harvest. He does not waste effort out of season, but acts in harmony with the natural order, maximizing yield and minimizing loss. This metaphor serves as a guide for your own time management. You must learn to recognize your seasons of productivity and rest, to prioritize tasks that bear the greatest fruit, and to guard your schedule against distractions and time wasters. Emotionally, mastering time management fosters a sense of urgency and respect for the fleeting nature of life, while also offering peace of mind and control. From a theological perspective, time management reflects faithful stewardship. Each day is a gift, and how you spend it is a testament to your obedience and gratitude. Jim Rohn himself balanced work, learning, and rest with intentionality, demonstrating that time mastery is a daily discipline that supports all other areas of growth. Practically, this lesson encourages you to plan your day, focus on high-priority tasks, and create rhythms that sustain energy and focus. By mastering your time, you reclaim control over your life and create space for the extraordinary. Attitude is everything. It is the lens through which you interpret every event, every challenge, and every opportunity in your life. Your attitude colors your perception, shapes your responses, and ultimately determines your experience of life itself. A defeatist attitude blinds you to possibilities and saps your strength. A hopeful and grateful attitude opens your eyes to opportunity and fuels your perseverance. Understanding and cultivating the right attitude is one of the most powerful lessons that Jim Rohn has shared from his 70 years of life experience. Imagine two people faced with the same hardship, one overwhelmed by despair, the other uplifted by faith and gratitude. The first is weighed down, hindered by negativity. The second rises above circumstances, finding growth and meaning even in difficulty. This emotional contrast reveals how attitude shapes your internal world and external reality. Jim Rohn's own mindset shifts during challenges demonstrate how adopting a positive, resilient attitude can transform obstacles into stepping stones. Philosophically, attitude is not a superficial fix, but a profound force that directs your actions and outcomes. Theologically, attitude reflects a spiritual discipline. Joy and gratitude are acts of worship, expressions of faith in the goodness and sovereignty of God, even in trial. Choosing the right attitude is an act of stewardship over your emotional and spiritual life, aligning your heart with divine truth. Practically, this lesson invites you to cultivate daily gratitude, positive affirmations, and conscious optimism. By doing so, you not only change your perspective, but also set in motion the conditions for greater success, happiness, and peace. Giving and generosity stand as pillars of a well-lived life, lessons that echo through the decades of Jim Rohn's experience with profound clarity. Generosity is not merely an act of charity. It is a moral duty and a source of deep fulfillment. It is the river that gives and yet keeps flowing, an eternal cycle of blessing that enriches both the giver and the receiver. True generosity springs from a heart rooted in abundance, a belief that the more you give, the more you receive in ways beyond mere material wealth. Picture a river flowing steadily through a landscape, nourishing the fields, sustaining life, and carving its path with grace and power. This river does not diminish by giving. Instead, it fulfills its purpose and invites life in its wake. Similarly, generosity, practiced faithfully, blesses not only others, but rejuvenates your spirit, expands your influence, and builds a legacy of kindness and impact. Emotionally, this lesson lifts you into joy and gratitude, countering the scarcity mindset that limits so many. Jim's own experiences with giving back reveal how generosity enriches life's meaning far beyond what wealth alone can offer. Theologically, generosity is a sacred stewardship, a reflection of divine grace and love. It calls us to hold our resources lightly and to share boldly, knowing that we are caretakers of blessings meant to be multiplied. This lesson invites you to cultivate a lifestyle of giving of time, resources, encouragement, and wisdom, seeing each act as a seed sown for a harvest of blessing. The path of generosity leads not only to a better future for others, but to a richer, fuller life for yourself. Character is your true wealth, the foundation upon which all lasting success, happiness, and fulfillment are built. It is the unseen currency that outlasts money, possessions, and fleeting achievements. A life rich in character is one marked by integrity, honor, and faithfulness. A life that earns respect and leaves a legacy far beyond material gain. Jim Rohn's decades of experience reveal that wealth without character is hollow, a fragile veneer that cracks under pressure. True riches flow from the cultivation of character, which shapes how you live, lead, and influence others. Consider the emotional resonance of character. It brings pride rooted in authenticity and strength, grounded in unwavering principles. Stories of great men and women consistently highlight their character as the source of their enduring impact. Character is formed in the quiet moments of choice, when no one is watching, when temptation beckons, when discipline feels costly. It is the accumulation of these choices that forges a reputation, builds trust, and creates a life of significance. Philosophically, character is the ultimate expression of self-mastery and alignment with truth. Theologically, it is a reflection of faithfulness, a mirror of divine image and obedience. Cultivating character is a sacred stewardship, a lifelong commitment to becoming the person you were created to be. Jim's life and teachings show that investing in character yields returns far beyond the material it nurtures, a soul at peace and a legacy that inspires. As you embrace this final lesson, remember, your character is the wealth that no one can take away. Now, how do we take these profound lessons gleaned from 70 years of intentional living and weave them into the fabric of our daily existence? Living these lessons daily is the true test of their power and the pathway to transformation. It is not enough to admire wisdom from a distance. You must build your life brick by brick, moment by moment, through consistent, faithful application. The metaphor of building a house is apt here. Each lesson is a vital brick, and without laying them with care, the structure will falter. Imagine a craftsman, patient and skilled, who measures each cut, fits each piece, and assembles a home that stands strong against wind and time. This craftsman's daily attention to detail, commitment to quality, and persistence create a shelter that nurtures life and legacy. So, must you approach your own life? The emotional rhythm of this application carries encouragement and empowerment, reminding you that transformation is a journey, not a leap, a process of daily choices, not a single event. Theologically, living these lessons is a sacred stewardship, a daily offering of your best effort, discipline, and faithfulness to the gifts entrusted to you. It calls for humility to learn, courage to change, and consistency to persist. Practically, this means creating habits aligned with these principles, reviewing your personal philosophy regularly, practicing discipline, surrounding yourself with positive influences, sowing wisely, committing to continual learning, setting clear goals, managing your time, cultivating the right attitude, giving generously, and prioritizing character development. By faithfully living these lessons, you become a living testament to their power and open the door to an extraordinary life. As we draw this journey to a close, I want to leave you with a closing charge that carries the weight of a lifetime's wisdom. The greatest legacy you can leave is a life well lived. It is not the wealth amassed, the titles earned, or the possessions acquired that define your true impact, but the character you cultivate, the lessons you embody, and the lives you touch through faithfulness and integrity. This legacy is the sum of your daily choices, the accumulation of your philosophy, discipline, generosity, and character. Declare now with conviction, I embrace these lessons as my path to a better life. Let these words shape your identity and guide your actions. Repeat them often, for repetition is the rhythm of transformation. Discipline, philosophy, character, these are my foundations. As you do, Imagine who you will become by living these truths consistently, a person whose life reflects wisdom, purpose, and strength. Know that you are not alone on this path. Gentle mentorship walks with you in spirit, believing in your capacity to change and to build a life of meaning and fulfillment. The journey may be long, and the road sometimes steep, but every step taken in faithfulness is a step toward the extraordinary. Begin today. Begin now. Live your legacy through the lessons learned and the life you choose to create. Before we part, I want to offer you a final call to action, one that invites you to anchor all you have learned into your daily life through a simple yet powerful ritual. Tonight, take time to choose one lesson from this journey, the one that speaks most deeply to your heart and needs, and commit to focusing on it tomorrow. Write this commitment down. Place it somewhere you will see it each day as a reminder of your intentional choice to live these truths. Each morning, begin your day with this affirmation. I live the greatest lessons every day. My future is bright. Speak it aloud with conviction, letting it set the tone for your thoughts, choices, and actions. This ritual is your declaration that you are ready to live with purpose and stewardship, that you are not passive in your life, but an active architect of your destiny. Remember, it is never too late to begin. The responsibility is yours, and the moment to begin is now. Together, let us step forward into the extraordinary life that awaits.